So very briefly before our next speech, I was just made aware, and I would like to acknowledge that Lindsay Blackett and his son Sam are also here tonight to show their support for Janelle. And I'm sure all of you can see just how proud and happy Leela is that Janelle is going for this nomination. And she did say that we do need more strong and beautiful women in politics. But I think you guys can also see the similarities between the two. Leela herself is also beautiful and strong, and she's a very strong politician. Now I would like to welcome Mr. Todd Loewen, the MLA representing Grand Prairie Smoky, to the stage.
Thank you very much. And as mentioned, my name is Todd Loewen, MLA Grand Prairie Smoky, so that's up in the Peace River country, of course. And it is a long ways from here, but I was in the legislature course on Thursday, and so I just had to drive down to Calgary last night. But I do have to be back at the for the policy meeting in Grand Prairie at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I have a long night ahead of me, but I'm more than happy to be here and to look forward to that drive, knowing that I was here to be able to help Janelle, and to see all you here too to help Janelle. Now, I'm honored to be here to endorse her, and we met, of course, on the leadership campaign, like Leela mentioned, and we hit it off right away. And just to give you an idea of Janelle's personality and her character, is I grew up on a farm. I've spent most of my life in the bush, hunting and fishing and doing things like that, riding quads and everything. Janelle, of course, was raised in a city, and so somebody that could be that close a friend with me, as far as the different backgrounds that we have, that's incredible. And that's what you need in a politician, is somebody that can relate to everybody. Not just the people in their own, their own little clique or their own little group of friends, but they need people that can get along with other people, listen to their concerns, and care about the people. And so Janelle showed that right off the start. And what struck me first about Janelle was her work ethic. She was so hardworking on the campaign, and anything that she said she was going to do, she did. And she did it excellent. And she was focused and dedicated, and it was just, there was nothing more that we could ask of her. And she was always there. And as I got to know her better, of course, I realized this is a very intelligent young woman. She's graduated from university. She's, as she tackles the tasks that come on, she's intelligent, she's thinking, she's always looking forward, looking ahead all the time. Now, and also quick learning. I noticed that too, is anything that we, because this was her first foray into politics, was that leadership campaign. And of course, she just took that and just ran with it. Another thing, of course, is honesty and integrity. Of course, that's something that's something you can't teach, that's something you can't learn. You have that in you or you don't, and she does have that in her. And of course, she mentioned she's young, but that's good. That's good. We need all perspectives in government. It doesn't just have to come from one age group. We need young people in politics, and it would be great to see her there. And she may have never aspired to politics, but she had that opportunity in the leadership campaign to be involved in politics. And I wanted to just give a little bit of an analogy here. Growing up on a farm, I'm not sure how many of this audience have grown up on a farm, but when you grow up on a farm, sooner or later you come in contact with an electric fence. And normally that happens by an older brother or a neighbor or something like that takes you up to a fence and said, yeah, you go through first. And then you touch the fence and you realize why you were led to that spot. And then you spend the rest of your life trying to get everybody else you know to touch that electric fence. So with politics, it's something similar, I guess. Once you've touched that electric fence and got involved in politics, you spend the rest of your life trying to get other people involved to do it too. So I think that's a little bit of an analogy there. Now, one thing I do know about Janelle too is her compassion. I mean, she said she has that on her literature and everything, and that is true. She's involved with the community. She does a lot of good things, and she's involved in different groups, and she'll be calling us and saying, you guys need to help with this group or that group and everything. And so she's willing to go out and help these things within her community. And when it comes to being a politician, it isn't about ruling or governing or anything like that. It's about service. And I think that's one thing a lot of people forget when they get into politics. It is about service. It is about helping other people. And while we were door knocking today, we were driving around, me and Janelle, I showed her a text from a constituent that had sent a text thanking me for something I did in the legislature. And I said, that's why we do this. And I thought that was great. We do have a lot of problems in Alberta. We have a job-killing carbon tax that's hurting everybody. It's hurting families, it's hurting nonprofits and everything. We've got a pipeline we're trying to get built that our government has fumbled and made a big mess of, to the point now where they're thinking on buying this thing out, and I don't even know if they know what that means, but there's a lot of issues there. We have huge debt. By the time we balance the budget, with this government's projections, will be $96 billion in debt and $3.7 billion a year in interest. Those are enormous numbers. Our health care has gotten poor. The more this government has spent, the worse it's got. And of course, crime. Just in Calgary here, just last week, there was somebody accused of first-degree murder released because the legal system didn't operate properly. So in the end here, if I'm lucky enough to win my nomination, and if I'm lucky enough to win in the next election, then I'd be proud to be able to serve beside Janelle. And so I'm here to support Janelle and hope that we can get her through this nomination. And of course, then we'll be working extra hard to get her through the election too. And I know one thing for sure is Calgary Northwest will be well served by Janelle Hill.